transmission is
Coming to you from deep in the jungles of central Maine. You are about to get high on spirit.
Hey, what's up, guys? So we're here from the High on Spirit podcast. Recently on the Joe Rogan podcast, there was a guest, Andrew Huberman, and he's been discussing testosterone replacement therapy and neurogenetics and some of the research that he's been doing, and we wanted to reflect some of our experience and thoughts on it. So, Dylan.
Well, the biggest thing that came to mind was the part that was left out around the pine pollen. And,
yeah, what about that? So we're here in the former Pine State, now what they call a vacation land up here in Maine.
Pine trees are all over the world.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're embedded with inside all kinds of iconography and on most all religions.
Well, interestingly, because it's also related to the pineal gland, aka the third eye, and there's been a lot of correlation between the shape of it as well as its crystalline structure.
Yeah, and the use of the pine pollen to decalcify the pineal gland
and help it activate. Yeah,
and at this point, it's the only place that science has documented testosterone to be in nature. It's in the pine pollen. Many herbalists, including myself, feel it's in lots of other pollens.
Okay, so now he mentioned on the podcast, Andrew Huberman was talking about Tonga Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've used that before as well, but that's not pure testosterone.
No, well, it's actually a testosterone reuptake inhibitor, which he didn't go into at all, which seems like a really important part of the story, because it's not that it's giving you more testosterone, but it's there's enzymes in your stomach that break down the testosterone, similar to enzymes that break down the tryptamines. And this Tonga Ali makes it so there's more available in your system. So taking that in conjunction with the pine pollen, I've noticed a tremendous benefit. And using the pine pollen as a food supplement rather than you can put it in alcohol and let it absorb into your mouth, and then you get the testosterone very fast. But if you get it as a food, as they do all over Asia, your body's going to naturally regulate how much you get. You can't have too much of it because you have these enzymes that break down the testosterone when it gets to a level in your system that's appropriate for you. And then you use it for other needs rather than as a communicative molecule.
Right. So I can see we're going to have to do an episode on pine pollen and how to properly collect it and prepare and all these kind of things as well. We don't necessarily have time to go into that now, but briefly describe what's involved in the collection of it.
Well, I like to get it while the sacs are just really swollen, but they haven't quite popped yet.
Okay.
Because they're easier to collect at that stage when they're real juicy, slightly sweet. And then later, after they swell and pop, you can shake them into a bag, or some places they collect, it covers cars and streets. But it's a matter of, people have tried everything from vacuum cleaners to sticking their tongue in the air.
Okay.
But it's literally gold. It's falling from the trees. It is such a juice to the whole environment.
And like you said, it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
Fertilizer.
Something definitely to be looked at, and that is surprising they didn't mention it. Another thing that they didn't really get into that I've been personally working with, as far as developing more of the natural testosterone endogenously, is through meditation and connecting with the glands. Mm-hmm. And what I find is that there's a lot of science that's been proven this theory as well. So, but when you feel it in your direct experience, that's the real science. So what happens is, as I connect to the glands and I'm able to sort of create conscious neurological pathways, they're already there, right? But actually we're growing new ones. And then they become electrified and alivened with consciousness through the meditative practices. And then we can sort of just signal them to do what we want, what we intend, turn off certain genes, upregulate them and downregulate others, and be able to increase the production of, say, testosterone, or even other things like, say, if you're having a problem producing enough glycogen in your body, or, what is the issue that diabetics have, right?
With insulin?
With insulin, yeah. So,
sugar processing.
So turning on those glands and instructing them what to do. But this is, it takes practice for sure.
Yeah.
But this is, more of the stuff that we go on.
Yeah, and there's definitely a mimicking or a reflection in the holding of trauma and the ability to process different metabolites from nature.
Yeah, we got to be able to get deep enough and be able to allow those wounds to heal, and then so we can reside in the inner space, reside in the space where we can be connected to the body. Some of the practices that we do on our retreats. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention that we are going to be doing a workshop at the Be True Yoga Festival upcoming in August, the weekend of the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And so we're going to be doing a nature walk and discussing some of the local plants and their uses, the mushrooms and things like that as well. So it's going to be a great time. There's going to be tons and tons of workshops and opportunities for growth, expansion, and community. So I invite anyone who's local in the area or wants to make the trip to consider it. And we'll see you there.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you soon. Look upcoming for that pine pollen episode, and we'll catch you soon on another episode. Peace.
This transmission is coming to you from deep in the jungles of central Maine. You've been listening to